because we are all sinners. What is sin? It's breaking the law of God. So as sinners, we deserve death, according to the Bible, Romans 6:23. But Jesus came down and he lived without sin. That's the main point. Most Christians are like, he died on the cross for us. No. First, he lived without sin. And because of that life that is sinless, he can impart it to us. He took our place, living that life that we're supposed to live. And because of that, he stands before God as our representative. And when we accept him, that life becomes our life. You understand?
When you say acceptance, you're talking about acceptance of Jesus.
Yes.
What does that entail?
That means you accept the life that he lived on your behalf, because you can't live a sinless life. You've already sinned. And the law of God requires perfection. That's why it says the wages of sin, the wages of breaking God's law is death. And God says, you all human beings deserve to die. However, there's a gift that I want to give. That gift is in my son. He lived a sinless life so that he can credit your account. You are a sinner and you deserve death, but that credit can be cancelled. How? Because of the life, not the death first, the life of Christ, because he lived without sin. It's credited to your account. Now you stand before the law uncondemned. Jesus died in our place. We're supposed to die. He died in our place. And then we accept him as a Savior, we can find salvation.
Basically, died. He says he died for us. Died for us.
Yes.
Do you believe that he believed?
Yes.
And do you believe that he was willing to give up himself?
Check where these guys are. I hope he hasn't met. Hold on a second. Oh, there he is. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so can you repeat the question?
So I'm saying, do you believe that Jesus himself said that he was to die?
Good? Yes.
Very good. Do you believe that he believed that?
He believed that.
He was, so you believe that. But you know,
where you going?
That's the case. Why is it that when he left, his companions,
Yes.
They were preparing for a fight.
Yes.
He wasn't willingly giving himself up to be executed, crucified. He was aware of this sacrifice. He was aware that he was to be sacrificed for mankind. He was aware that this was the mission. He willingly carried it out. Not trying to resist it, not praying for the way out to God.
Okay, what's interesting is Jesus begins his public ministry at the age of 30, according to Luke chapter 2 and 3. For 3.5 years he was on the earth, then at the end of that 3.5 years he died. But what we see is that time and again they tried to take him by force, and then he somehow got away from them. Time and again, we can see that in Luke chapter 4, you can see that in other places in the Gospels. But when we get to Matthew 26, at the end of that 3.5 years, when the army comes to him in the garden while he's praying, he doesn't resist. And it's interesting because the disciples probably thought, okay, let me not say probably, they had seen at other times Jesus get away. But this time, Jesus is permitting himself to be arrested, and then when Peter takes out the sword and chops one of the high priest's ears off, Jesus said, don't you think I can pray to the Father now, and he can send angels to protect me? So then he allows himself to be taken away.
What you say about allowing these people in the station as a defense fell asleep. You know, when they came to take him away, you said that he was cut.
Yes.
Right? They were stationed as a defense.
Yes.
One of them turned toward and one fell asleep.
Yes. Yeah, oh yeah,
So
Peter, James and John, his friends.
It was a deliberate defense.
Yes.
It wasn't as though he went there and was waiting for him to be taken away willingly.
I think you need to read the Bible again, because it says, he said 3 times to the disciples, guys, we're going to Jerusalem, they're going to betray me, they're going to mock me, and they're going to put me on the cross. 3 times in different parts of the Bible you see that. Then when he gets to Gethsemane praying, he actually says, behold, the hour is at hand. They're coming to get me now. So Jesus knew that they were coming for him.
Knowing that
Yes.
So you want to stay around? I'm giving him money.
Oh, then why didn't he at that time do what he did at the other time and get away? Why did he just allow himself? Because he had the power to do that. He could have done many things to get away. He didn't this time.
Wife's mother is a place of Chisholm. Comes to London.
Instead of going through that, I don't to get so many station.
Yes.
And then he's taken away. Why not just willingly hand himself in?
Why not hand himself?
Instead of going to the Garden of Gethsemane,
Yes.
and going through what he did, having a disciple station.
Yeah.
Why not just hand himself in with the execution? Instead of going through all of that, just hand himself into the Maybe he's a willing sacrifice.
And he was a willing sacrifice, I believe, but there was a part that the Jewish nation played, and including Judas. Judas was the one that led those men to Jesus, and then they arrested him. So, do I believe that Jesus could have gone and handed himself in? Do I believe that he could have even died there in Gethsemane? Yes, I do. But it's interesting that Jesus had to go through all that suffering first. Because that's kind of mind-boggling. Because why would Jesus go there, go before the courts, where they spat upon him, they mocked him, they put something on his head, they put a crown of thorns on his head, they beat him, basically. Why did he have to go through those things? You know, I believe the reason why is because he wanted to demonstrate, or even God wanted to demonstrate, that when we have a connection with the Father, it doesn't matter what circumstance can come to us, we can still live without sin. That's the main issue. Remember I said earlier on, before we get to the cross and Jesus dying, the main reason that Jesus came to this world is not only because dying on the cross. He had to live a sinless life first. Why? Because in the beginning, Adam and Eve failed him. So Jesus says, okay, I'm going to come and I'm going to demonstrate that obedience to God's law is possible as a man.
Like what you're saying concerning Jesus,
Yes.
you have to perhaps way to teach them for
Yes.
demonstration.
Yes.
What annoys is that when it comes to like Jesus,
Yes.
what his mission is.
Sorry, Kyron. I just want to keep these guys in view, because if they leave me, I'm going to be in trouble. Where are they? That's the guy that's giving me a lift home. Sorry about this.
Wait.
Where have they gone now? You were just here a second ago.
So we're here. You can come back. Go look for them. We're here.
Okay, yeah, just give me a second.
We're here.